Hello, my name is Eylem. I'm a research assistant at Cukurova University English Language Teaching Department. I have heard about Bridge from Cemcan. During a chat, he has told me about his new project, bringing migrants and language educators together and aiming integrating migrants into the society. It appeals to me because I have a Syrian student that I've been teaching English, so I wanted to participate in the training. The given information is already among the ones that I studied, but it was just theoretical knowledge for me. But after going through the modules, I have noticed that now I can put this knowledge into practice. First, I have noticed the importance of cultural and intercultural awareness. Syria and Turkey has similar cultures, we can say that, but there are also major differences between our cultures, and I realized that these differences may cause misunderstandings between me and my students. So I began paying attention to her speech, her body language, her behaviors during our courses, so that I can adapt my courses according to her needs. I began listening to her, and while taking the training, I noticed that I'm not a patient listener. I'm always tend to interrupt people and complete their sentences. But after seeing the importance of listening to other people, I began to pay attention and carefully listen to my student. I used to think that I know what Syrian people went through during the war and during their migration, but teaching English, while teaching English, I wasn't aware that I need to empathize with my student. After I listened to her carefully, her story and her participation in the chorus, I'm now aware that in order to fully understand the people in front of me, I must be patient, and so that I can overcome the barriers, the cultural, personal, and emotional barriers between us. After I learned how to listen to my students, I became more aware of the fact that I can adapt my courses according to her needs and level. And all of these came through the reflection. Actually, throughout the module, you focused on the self-reflection, and it made me realize its importance once again. Before and after the my courses, I questioned myself. I asked myself questions and reflected on the day's course. I took notes and listed the strengths and weaknesses of that week, so that I can rearrange and getting prepared for the following week or the following course. And finally, I can say that about the materials for Language Club are very useful. I think that I can use many of them by adapting according to the levels of my students. And I think that those materials are very beneficial, would be very beneficial if all migrants have a chance to study them. For example, I came across a middle-aged Syrian woman in a supermarket. She was waiting in the line, and she and the cashier were looking at each other's faces without understanding anything. Syrian woman was talking in her own language, and the cashier was talking in Turkish, and they had no they had no communication between each other. So I think that I thought that if that woman had the chance to reach those materials and took the training, she would be able to communicate successfully. So I think these materials will be very helpful for such situations. Thank you for making this project and preparing those materials for us. Thank you for listening to me.